Using a resistance band is another way you can help not only strengthen your core, but also your hips and glutes. A typical clamshell you can do without a resistance band starting out. And resistance bands can vary from light to extra heavy, so I recommend starting out with a light or medium and then building to heavy and extra heavy once your hips and your glutes have gotten more strong. So in the clamshell, you want to have a nice 90-degree angle, have the band between your knees, and you just want to lift up and down. Now typically, to even accentuate the strength, you can hold this for 10 seconds and then come back down slowly. Now the way you can incorporate your core into this is to get up into a side plank position and do the clamshells. So this is a little bit more advanced. You don't have to hold them as long, but if you do the side plank with the clamshells, do them for 15 reps, take a 30-second break, then repeat it. So you're going to do 3 sets of 15. Bridges are another really important exercise to do to strengthen your core, your glutes, and your hips. To get into a bridge position, you want to first of all tighten your core before you go up. You want to have your hands be able to touch your heels, and then you slowly peel off your back off the floor. You don't want to overarch. You don't want to tuck your chin into your neck like that. You want to have a nice, tight core. This is a bridge position, and if you have the resistance band, it even gives you a little bit more stability and also gives you a little bit more strengthening. You can hold this position, and you want to have your weight in your heels. You should be able to lift up your toes. You want to hold this position for 30 seconds and then come back down very slowly. Once you've mastered that bridge position, you can come back up and do variations. You can do it where you hold one leg up. You will know that you're strong enough to be able to hold the single leg bridge if your hips and your glutes don't drop when you go up. If you find that you're dropping, you need to go back to the double leg bridge and just hold this until you're strong enough to get to the single leg. When you do the single leg, try holding 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then you can come back down. A final variation for the bridge is the single leg, but you can start to get some movement where you can feel it a little bit more in your glute area. And you can alternate your legs. Once again, you want to try to do 15 to 20 of these reps with 3 sets. Another resistance band exercise you can do to strengthen your hips and also to get more hip rotation and in your glutes is I call them hip rotations, some people call them myrtles, where you get a nice movement in rotating your hip. I typically do about 15 each direction. So forward and backwards. Now, you can start this without the resistance band. That might be challenging enough, and then gradually build up to using a resistance band. So I'm going to do both sides, forwards and back. Try to do 15 each direction, each side. Another way you can also strengthen your core, your hips, and your glutes and hamstrings for this exercise is called the donkey kick with the resistance band. You can stay in this position or even get on your elbows, and you are just kicking back, but when you kick back, you tighten your glute. For this type of exercise, you could probably do 30 to 50 of these until you feel it fatigue and you're activating your glute muscles. All of these exercises are great to do before a run because it activates your glutes, which is what you need when you're running.